Hi guys. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me, like right from the very beginning, how it is you can do well and revise for your GCSEs. And I've been really putting this off because I don't think I'm the best person to say how to revise. But I suppose I will say what I did to do well in my GCSEs. Like I said in my GCSE languages video, the first thing you can do if you want to do well, number one thing you can do is to listen in class. Like, it seems so obvious, but you'd be surprised the amount of times that you've tuned off and you didn't realise, and you come back and you're completely lost. That happened to me today in class, and I'm in year 13, so it happens to everyone, not just when you're at GCSE stage. But uh, basically just try your hardest. I know it can be very difficult to stay completely focused for a whole hour, but a lot of the time teachers won't just talk for the whole hour. They'll give you chances to do some of your own work and maybe like just to chill sometimes. So like if you just try and stay focused for as long as your teacher's explaining things, teaching you new concepts, that kind of thing, it can be really helpful to make sure that you don't miss anything key. But then if you do miss something, because we're all bound to miss something at some point, do not hesitate to ask your teacher. Like, there's this thing I just hate when people just feel scared, or they feel like people are going to laugh at them. I don't know what it is, but they just don't ask questions in class. Like, if you're stuck, if you don't understand, ask the teacher. It's their job. That's what they're there for. Ask them. They get paid. Like, it takes nothing off them. Go to them at lunchtime, go to them at break, ask them for help, because like at the end of the day it's your education, and a teacher will not come to you to explain things to you unless you ask them to. Your education, not theirs. They've already learned everything, so don't be afraid to ask your teacher for help. Another thing I can say is that when you're making notes in class, do try and use lots of different colours, highlighters, diagrams if you can. Like, make it interesting for yourself to come back to it. Like, there's no point in writing loads of notes if you know that when it comes to revision you won't be able to understand it, or you won't just be able to face it because it's so dull and so boring. Like, jazz it up, use different colours, use coloured pencils, felt tips, I don't know, use whatever you can. And it's not like the biggest deal in the world, but it's just like little things that will help your revision when it comes time to revise. Another thing I have to say is that you have to make sure that whenever you get home you're looking over what you've read, what you've studied in school, what you've learned that day, especially new concepts, because it's so easy to forget new concepts. So look over. It's going to take you 20 minutes a day, aside from your homework, unless of course your homework is to revise, but just every day, take 20 minutes out of your time and just look over what you've read, what you've done that day, and that kind of thing just helps it to stick in your mind a little bit more. I'm not saying that you will definitely remember it if you do that, but it just increases your chances of remembering it. So when it comes time to revision, you're not completely learning everything over and over again. You just you kind of already know it, and you're just reminding yourself. Another thing that I'd say is that if your teachers have any kinds of revision classes, catch-up classes, that kind of thing, especially close to exam time. I'm not saying you should spend the whole year, spend all your lunch times in like revision classes. That's just unnecessary, unless you really need it, obviously. But try, especially close to exam times, even if you think that you knew everything, not in an arrogant way, but even if you think that you understood all the work, still try and go to these kinds of sessions, especially close to the exams, just to remind yourself, because everyone could do with a bit more revision. When it actually comes to revising, see, this is this part that I find hard, because what I revised with was past papers. Like, I've said this to so many people, past papers are God's gift to all exam takers worldwide. Like, past papers are just like the way I revise. What I do when I do use past papers is I obviously try and answer the question, and if I can't, especially at the beginning of my revision, I'll look up the answer. Don't try and force it. If you don't know the answer, look it up in your textbook, read it up again, and just try and remind yourself of the concepts that you may have forgotten over time. But then when it comes to the end of your revision, when it comes closer to the exam time, when you do those questions, you'll just know the answers, sort of thing. So practice, practice, practice. And if you don't know, look it up. Don't try and test yourself, especially early on in your revision. Just make sure the purpose of your revision is to learn what you've forgotten and to remind yourself of what you've forgotten. But it's also quite good to gauge where you are. So like looking at grade boundaries online, that kind of thing, so you know where you're at and where you need to get up to. And don't let it knock your confidence if you don't know it. Seriously, the reason for revision and exam practice is to improve, not to prove that you are the best already. So yeah, don't let it knock your confidence if you're not doing great at the beginning. Obviously, I talked before about making notes that are easy to read and things like that. Obviously, when it comes to exam time, look over those notes. If there's anything that's unclear to you, ask your teacher. Revise with friends. I know sometimes it can be really hard to revise with friends because you get tempted to chat and stuff. But if you go to a library, especially one that is really quiet, well, I know it can be annoying to be in a quiet library, but then being in a library where you cannot talk at all is really helpful, because then you're compelled to revise, and because you're with friends, you can be like, okay, after this hour we'll go and do this, or we'll do that, and reward yourself for doing revision, reward yourself for reaching a goal. So say, as soon as I get 70% in this, I will go to the cinema, or as soon as I do this, I'll go and give myself a tasty treat. I don't know. So yeah, things like that, just to keep you motivated. And somebody did ask me how to stay motivated, and I'm I have to confess, I'm not the most motivated person in the world, but like with anything you do, your key motivation has to be keeping the end goal in mind, and also knowing that doing what you're doing is going to be more beneficial to you than not doing what you're doing. So is it worth it for you to fail your GCSEs but then have fun now, or would you rather sacrifice a little bit of fun now and then do one of your GCSEs? And also think about the feeling when you open those results and you've gotten all A's or whatever it is that you're aiming for. Think about that feeling, and then think about the feeling if you came out with your GCSEs and you felt like crying. It's a massive world of difference, and the difference can just be those few extra minutes that you put into looking over your notes every night, or those few extra minutes that you put off chatting with your friends just because you want to listen to this explanation by your teacher. These little things do add up. But then one thing I have to say is that exams and GCSEs and all these things are not the end of the world. Live your life to the fullest. If you're not doing the best, try your best to do better, but at the same time, don't beat yourself up about it. As long as you're trying your best, there's literally nothing else you can do. So just try and be the best person that you can, because even you could be the smartest person ever and get the best grades ever and then have no friends. Being smart and getting good grades and things is not the aim of life. That's just a part of life. So make sure that you're not letting it stress you out. Do try and have fun in revision time. Do some things that aren't just school related and studying related. And also, don't neglect your health, because a lot of the time people can get ill and get stressed, all that kind of stuff, when exams are around the corner, or when hard work's around the corner. So don't neglect your health. I need to take this advice myself, but eat healthily, do some exercise if you can, and yeah, just try and enjoy life. And because if at the end of the day you didn't enjoy your life, and if God forbid your results were really bad, but you did not even look up from your books at all year, what is the point of life? Just try and chill and enjoy yourself, and yeah, hopefully it should all fall into place. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got any more questions, do not hesitate to ask me. I will try and answer them. And yeah, thank you guys. And I will have another video, just a more casual, non-education related video, coming very soon. I think I might even upload it right now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, comment, subscribe and like. And yeah, see you in my next video. Bye.